and we shall see how we get on. Trying to keep it as simple as possible. Let's just support pawn. I know everyone likes to think they're playing as simple as possible. It's just to try and get rid of that feeling that you're overthinking the game. And if you can try and simplify your thought process, then it's going to find the better move. That isn't the case. So when I'm saying simple, I really mean, well, go to town on your calculation and genuinely try and find the better move. I ain't gonna find the best move, you know. I'm gonna find something I'm gonna feel comfortable with, that I can rationalize after I've made the move. That's what I mean by simple. It's really not simple. Right, what have we got here? You know, I'm going to push the pawn up now towards the... Yeah, that's it. Let's take... Simple move. I am wary of my position. I don't really like it when the bishop is diagonaling towards the knight, which then, you know, this pawn gets doubled. That's what we're ending up with, but it doesn't look like it. Alright, so we could push onto the knight. I think we'll push onto the knight, keep it simple, and grab the pawn. So at this moment, not feeling too bad. I think we're going to be hitting this bishop with our bishop before they start mobilizing their knight and hitting us with their pawn. Doesn't have to do anything, he could do this, but he'll lose the pawn, so I'd be happy with that. And move the bishop, and he can move the bishop. Captures. Do I move the knight out of the way or get the queen involved? It feels like a queen involving situation. Like I said, this pawn's just going to come down and hit the knight, but then we can jump here and maybe cause some havoc. I think it's a queen taking situation. It's no rook because he's supported by two pieces. Yeah, we did say they're going to want to get this knight out of there, but we're looking to maybe sit here with the knight. So for now I'm going to take, unless of course he's coming with a queen exchange, and they have done. Right, I think I will be taking the queen off the board. Knight's not got any protection. Could bring the queen up just to protect it. But it would be there by itself if it did sink there anyway. The king would just come down. Looks like we're just going to take the queen off the board. And looks like we could hit the bishop. Do we have an out? We do have out positions if we get attacked by something, but nothing's really attacking us from there. Could attack the rook, but again, that's going to be attacking. Do we have an out per se? Only here. I think we're probably going to attack the bishop. Have plenty of outs. Oh, I can't believe I've just let a pawn go. Oh, too fancy. I can't believe I let a pawn go. Is he getting another one? He's getting another one. We're going to have to put a check on the king. Can you believe it? So he moves his king, we take, and then he takes the pawn here, and we move the rook. Maybe? It comes back and it defends the pawn, but the rook will take it off the board. Something like that. Oh, they haven't done it. They haven't done it. Let's just go for simple doubling. If there's any back rank stuff. Okay, let's just inch across. Simple. Is where one of the rooks comes here, or this one comes here. Yep. Let's go. Still want to try and own the file, so we'll capture. Yep. Tricky, tricky, tricky. I don't think there's any point doing this because it just comes down. But then we can take this pawn over here, so might be a goer. But then is the rook still stuck in the middle? We go here like this. And maybe he tries to be arty because what does he do? We go like that. Maybe the king the king can't come down. Maybe he pushes this or something. I'm gonna go for it. I was just thinking the rook might get trapped in the middle somehow with the pawns being pushed down and the king's just closing it down. I can't see it just yet. Let's just go. I think he's going for a trade, isn't he? With the rook. It's not, so we can put a check on the king. Yep. There. Push this pawn. Going for the trade. Now we have pawn majority on this side. He's got pawn majority on that side. I don't really like it. Did they win out? There's a higher up the board. And it's an edge pawn as well. He's wanting to trade because I'm gonna have to do it, aren't I? Or do I need to just leave it and let this pawn be passed? And then his king has to babysit this pawn. Right, let's move the king. Oh, he can't have left the game. Just attack the queen. Again, looking at simplicity. Well, the complications of simplifying the game. And let's get this queen off the board. It happens. Doesn't mean you've won anything though, but it's nice to see. Let's grab. Knight comes here defending the pawn. That was a bit lucky. Stroke of luck. Alright, let's mobilize and defend. Defend and counter defend. Let's just move the knights back. Because they're still playing on. Let's attack the bishop. They're going quick, so probably hoping we make a mistake because they're moving fast. Trying to force us to move fast. Psychology of chess. Oh, if this pawn was not there, the bishop would have been able to take this for free. But it is kind of opening up space in front of our king, whether we like it or not. I'm going to bring the knight here, attacking the knight, attacking the pawn. Although I don't really want to take it, seeing as they... Ah, now we can because they've castled. And we have two pieces on there, so I think we should be okay. I'm going to take with the bishop because it's threatening their bishop. And we have three pieces on here. So we might get a pawn as well. So I'm going to take the knight. With a check on the king. We will take. And I think we will grab. So the idea is that we would be able to just get a rook here. It looks like they're trying to block that off. Looks like he's going to be trying to chase our queen here. But maybe too late to the party, so that's going to be checkmate. I don't think there's anything that can stop that maneuver. Let's develop the knight, attacking the pawn. Again, the theme is simplicity. But as we know, simplicity does not mean simple as in simple, easy. It really means try and simplify your complications, so you're using the better move choice in your world that you've selected. Just finding that better move, a better selection. So when we say simple, it does chess is not simple. We can never get away with it being simple. In our minds we can say, yes, I'm simplifying it, I'm gonna go with the, well, no, I'm not. Let's take with the knight. With so many choices to make in any of the moves, that jolt of simple, saying, well, simplify it, that jolt is just to remind you that, well, okay, you've got all these calculations, which one is the better one that you're thinking of, you know, because you can get caught in that tunnel vision, and then you make the wrong move because you overcalculated, and then you miss points whereby you've got maybe a piece under attack, but then you're thinking about the end part of your calculation, which actually gets you some sort of checkmate, but all the while you have to start from the beginning of the move order. So it's very easy to forget the beginning of the move order. What's all this business? Let's just bring the bishop here. Let's focus now. Castle. My square bishop need to come out. I think we just go opposite the queen and the king if anything kicks off. Ideal then to bring this here, because if they do take, then we would get the queen off the board. Excuse me, still coming down. I think we can go like this, you know. Not that it's doing anything, but if the bishop does take, I suppose the knight can go in front, but we do have all these pieces that can take. Let's see if they resist. If they take, then the rook is facing the queen and the king. They don't have to, because the knight isn't actually threatening anything. I mean, it's hitting these, just doing this type stuff. Yeah, so they've done that. Now we have two pieces on there. They've got two pieces defending at the moment. Their queen is still in the middle of the board. We can hit their queen just to say what you're doing. It does have spaces it can go to. It can go here, it can go there, it can go back. I'm going to ask the question to the queen, what are you doing there? And this is the type of stuff that I was talking about earlier, where keeping it simple, got to remember that you do have a piece under attack. But because we're attacking a higher piece, we can get away with it, win a bit of tempo, maybe move the knight back around again, maybe come here to bait a pawn and then release it into the wild. He's put a check on us, so it can go there. The bishop can attack it, so again, a smaller piece attacking a higher piece gives them something to think about. I'm not really sending it to anywhere major. I think they'll just, if they go there, then we will take, because they may be thinking of going for the b pawn, but it can come here, and I think that's where it will go to attack the b pawn. Yep, so we will go with that. We know what potentially they're going to do. Drop here. Where do we go from there? That's the next question. Not forgetting that we have a piece under attack, which is the knight. So then they're going to be potentially getting the pawn, because we're going to have to move the knight at some point. Bringing the knight here is not going to be attacking the queen, so it's not going to give them anything to think about. Exact spot. So, you know, couldn't script it. Right, so we could attack, but then our knight is going to be falling because the queen is going to be taking. What's the next course of action that realistically should take place here? I think we're going with the greedy munch psychology for the queen, and we like that because it prevents their other pieces from getting developed into the game. So we're simply just going to bring the knight back around again, taking it away from the danger whilst the queen is greedy munching, and maybe eventually trapping itself, or maybe we get a better position on the board. But for now, the queen's taking, this knight is going to be under threat. Bringing the queen here just to protect it seems to be fairly simple and straightforward. And then we're ready to not chase the queen around. If it's still there hanging around, I think it'll start running, you know, trying to get out of there. But in the meantime, we're trying to focus on maybe trying to squish their king because it's not got any castling position at the moment. So simply just bringing the queen up now, supporting the knight. Queen's on the other side of the board by itself. I can sense that they're going to start panicking now, either trying to get it back out so that it's safe. So I think their next move is going to be doing something like this to get it out of the way. Because ordinarily the rooks will be hitting the queen and it's going to have to be dancing around and it will get trapped at some point, potentially. That's what I'm thinking anyway. They need to be getting their queen out of there. Whilst our focal point is on, slowly but surely just trying to get towards their king. If they take him, blam, blam, blam. So back. Maybe attack. Well, he's moved. It's like we said, it's going to focus on moving something, the queen somewhere, or else it's going to get trapped. So I'm just going to do what I said, which was just a simple maneuver here, opposite the king, because rook is currently opposite here. And if it all sort of kicks off, we might be able to get some sort of pressure on the king, win some tempi, because at the minute they've not moved any pieces. So the knight's now attacking a piece. I'm going to take. So it's opening up the space in front of the king like we said. Maybe the bishop takes just to open itself up. I think tempo wise, well, they probably can go back anyway. If they take here, we'll take, and we've got to check on the king. If the bishop takes, then we can just move the bishop out of the way and get a check on the king. But they can always come back and defend. Winning little tiny tempi. Oh, they've actually gone for it. So the queen or the rook. The queen is more flexible, but it is protecting this knight at the minute. So we'll take with the rook. And does the bishop come in to defend, or does the king just simply move? King's just simply moving. It's attacking the pawn as well. And it's on a white square. Bishop nicely placed, but the pawn is defending. So we could attack the pawn whilst the king is thinking about doing this. I think we'll attack the pawn. See if there's any space to actually get an attack on the king. Again, it's making a bit more space now for the queen opposite there, so the knight can move. And if it could get the magic, it would then get the queen off the board. We had the check on the king. Discovered check on the king. All depends what they do though. You know, they don't have to take. It's not threatening anything. They could just push past, which is probably what they're going to do. And we'll probably look to maintain, potentially trying to go for it. This is why we enjoy the greedy munching queens, because they do put themselves in a bit of a pickle sometimes. Don't say we win all the time. We might not even win this one, because really... oh, I thought we were a piece down, but now we're not. It's even at this moment in time, but this pawn is going. That pawn... Ooh, so he's actually blocking the way now for that. So we're going to take anyway. He's blocking the way for the discover check with the knight coming here with the dark square bishop. Yeah, that's not fair, is it? Let's just take this, so at least we do have this, but it's just got the bishop in front, which is not fair. Then we could maybe look to do the rook thing. Put a check on. If the bishop takes, then we can go with this because we'll have a check on the king and get the queen off the board. If we do this now, his rook comes down, takes the bishop off the board. We put a check on the king. Doesn't have to take with the bishop though, but it'd be nice if he did. Anyway, it's all if, buts and maybes. Let's go with that. Oh, don't overthink. Let me get away with this bit of fancy calculation. I'll be well chuffed if we get this off. And we saw it from ages ago. But I think they've seen it myself, personally. They've gone for it. We get that queen, I'm going to be so... Oh my gosh! We did! Oh, that's like magic. That is like absolute magic. It's games like this that keep you playing. You saw the calculation. Oh, we don't get it for free. Oh, we get it for free as well. The bishop can't move. Now we've got an x-ray through. Oh, fantastic.